Don't be miserable in advance. Today on Fortitude Through Stoicism, and this is my 365-day journey of implementing the amazing ancient philosophy of Stoicism into the life of this modern masculine man. In addition to my study of Stoicism, I've been doing a deep dive into other philosophies and philosophers. And it's interesting. The deeper I go, the more I know I'm on the right path. So today, the quote by Seneca: "It's ruinous for the soul to be anxious about the future and miserable in advance of misery. Engulfed by anxiety that the things it desires might remain its own until the very end, for such a soul will never be at rest. By longing for things to come, you will lose the ability to enjoy the present things." So, I know some people who are always worried about the future. What's going to come, how things are going to play out. It's exhausting. It's foolish. Let's look at any scenario. All right, you create all this craziness in your head. One of two things is going to happen, right? It might be better than you expected. So then you wasted all of that time, all of that energy, wasted for absolutely no reason at all. Alternatively, it's worse than expected. Great. So you spent more time in misery than you needed to. You put yourself in all this misery up into the event when you actually could have faced misery. Boy, I can think of a million better things to do with my time or energy than waste all of that time or energy worrying about something that may or may not happen. The way we nervously worry about some looming bad news is strange if you think about it. By definition, the waiting means it hasn't happened yet. So that feeling bad in advance is totally voluntary. That's you. You're deciding to feel like shit. You're deciding to get upset. You're deciding to not only get upset, but take that emotional chaos and pour it into someone else's garden and fuck up their day. You're a little fucking terrorist is what you are, because you can't control your shit, and then you poison everyone else around you. It's fucking disgusting. It is fucking disgusting as a human being that you do this. I'm talking to someone very specifically. But that's what we do, right? Chew our nails, get sick to our stomach, lose our appetite, fuck up the interpersonal relationships around us. Why? Because something bad might occur that you have absolutely no control over? Not me. The pragmatist, the person of action, is too busy wasting time on such silliness. The pragmatist can't worry about every possible outcome in advance. It's foolishness. Think about it. Here's what Stoicism teaches us. Let the news come when it does. Be too busy working to care. One of the things I learned, 7, 8 lessons ago, I don't even know where I learned it, if it was in here or if it was in one of my other studies, because honestly, I do so much, I don't know where the hell this shit comes from anymore. And I even forget the actual philosopher. Might have been Diogenes. They're basically taking everything from him. Again, I'm loosely paraphrasing this, but it was as bad as you can possibly imagine. And he just says, okay, what's for lunch? Holy fuck, that one hit me. That one hit me because now when something... I process the thought, right? Before I let emotion dictate. Like I use my kids using their mother's maiden name, right? Instead of mine. I process the thought. I think about it. I don't place any feelings on it. I use critical thinking. And if it is something that could potentially suck, okay, what's for dinner? I love that. I'm not going to change the outcome. It is what it is. If I put one more ounce of my energy into worrying about that, I'm losing myself to this problem, whatever it is. And I can't control this. So for me, okay, it is what it is. What's next? God, I fucking love this. I love this in so many ways. Because now, no matter what anyone says to me, I don't like it. Okay, what's for dinner? And just move on. That's my out. I don't have a defense. I don't have to comment. I don't have to process. I can take it as it is. Let it go. What's next? Because I know there's always a what's next, right? I know that because of my daily disciplines, I have a what's next, you know? Oh, Shawn, your kids, haven't responded to any of your birthday messages or the 2 or 3 postcards that you send them a week. Okay, what's for breakfast? Shawn, you're, going to a felony trial next week. Okay, what's for lunch? I don't give a shit, right? Because I know that right now I'm focusing on my Stoic study time. That's what we're doing together right now. When I finish this, right, I've already done my hour on the treadmill this morning. I've already spent time on my Uno app learning. I've finished the whole series of the American Revolution. I'm actually switched over to philosophy. Aristotle, I think is my guy. I do. It's about experience and observation, right? Plato, and there's this old thing where Plato's pointing up and Aristotle's pointing down. Plato, the ideas. Aristotle, observation, experience. I think that was the first moment, Plato and Aristotle, right, that we defined the division in people. Because when you really look at almost anything, it comes down to ideology versus practical application, right? I mean, here's the thing. Let's use politics because it's easy, right? Democrats have all these amazing, wonderful ideas. Oh, we give all this money to all these people and we solve all these problems, all these safety nets and all this stuff, right? It sounds amazing, right? Doing the right thing. It's, we're going to help all these people feel. But on paper, we know that doesn't work, right? Because where does the money come from, right? So then you're enabling. Like we know that it doesn't work on paper, but we can't get away from the ideology, right? So that's Plato saying, oh my God, this is such an amazing idea. But then Aristotle saying, no, I see what happens to these cities when we do this, right? So you look back 2,500 years ago, it's really where it all started, right? That to me is depth. That's important. That's where the division in our thought process really sparked. I mean, that's the essence of it all, isn't it? And you really boil it down to it. That's what it really comes down to, right? So let's use a woman's right to choose. Oh my God, a woman, she has a right to choose with her body. It's this, it's that, the other thing. Okay, yes. Ideology, that's amazing, right? It's great. On the other side of the coin, we are terminating a human life. We are voluntarily killing a baby. Those are the facts. That's the reality. We can tell, we can argue ourselves, timing and this and that, but no. Once you have conception, you have life. You are killing a human being because of your right to choose. And listen, I'm not debating if that's okay, because it's really not my debate, is it? Right? But let's make no mistake. Right? Ideology and reality. Ideology is, we have this amazing right to choose, powerful, go women, yay, it's our body, all this other thing. Yes, true. But to have that, you are terminating a human life. So what's to say that for me to have my choices, I can't terminate a human life? Because then it really just comes down to semantics. Doesn't it? So, what's for breakfast? And on that, I gotta get in the shower.